different construction and more of a road-focused kind of touring box than the DJ18. And then the Diamond is a coaxial 12, which has the driver and amplification in common with the CCM. So we heard that in full range, but now we're going to hear this in satellite mode with the sub.
To the 212. So we have a double 12 top. That's a workhorse for production, especially live sounds. I know we're playing a lot of dynamic music here, but for live sound, it's one of my go-to boxes, and it has a ton of output. When you roll off the low frequency, I could do one of those with probably 8 double 18s, if not more, easily. No sub, so we're going to do full range AT212. Subwoofer. We're going to do the VS21, which sits under the DB12 in the orange lens. So we'll do the 212. Actually, we'll do the DB12 21. Let's do that. One's one of my favorite boxes, especially from an amp draw perspective. It shares the same amplifier that the little 15 has, both of the single 18s. That means when you're going out and you're on generator power, whether it's fixed on a stage or you're on like a mobile cart or float, that sub is just probably the most output relative to amp draw in the lineup. And David, any special thoughts or notes?
Actually, I would say that you're right in that scale. The next thing, though, is that the new stuff that we'll talk about, it basically doubles the amp draw, but doubles the output. But this is still a lot more of a manageable package to move. So from a standpoint of output to size, this is and current draw, this is definitely the most universally sort of easy to put into use. And it does, a lot of the feedback we get about this is it does DJ, dance, kick drum. It's got all the dynamic you want. That's a technical thing that I can go into later, but ultimately, yeah, it's a handy and very popular box.
So we're gonna go to the
well, we've got two choices. We can go for 3 double 18s or 2 double 21s.
2 21s.
So that's where we can go. The new products are something to talk about. Just one thing that, sorry, just to clarify, because sometimes people misunderstand. There are 3 12s in this, which is why we call it a 312. The 2 12s are 4-inch voice coil woofers, and then that's a 12-inch mid-range, and there is a 3-inch voice coil compression driver that fights through the center of that. The pattern's 80-degree conical. It's better for near field. It can be flown in different orientations, and it's actually in use in some very high-end studio monitor applications as well. So where should we go? Should we go for the middle of the room or
221?
All right,
221.
we'll do the middle of the room. All right. The Makara, another legendary monster of the deep, right? So the Makara and Kraken share most of their DNA. The same amplification and same drivers, just half the quantity. It does require slightly different processing, but that's all baked in, so you don't have to worry about it. They are all intercompatible. They stack on each other, which is quite obvious. They roll on the same carts and so on. The Makara allows you to go through doorways, as I think we said, that the Kraken would not. It's a little less output density. You can see that 2 of these is slightly bigger than one of those, and that's the trade-off. You balance your benefits. Specs are online. Frequency response is 23 to wherever you set it, from 70 to 110. And it'll do 140 dB sustained and 143 dB peak. So I guess the next thing to do is to see how it sounds in this room. Oh, and we're going to play it with the 312s?
Let's do 212.
212s. Okay, we're going to play it with the 212s and see how this goes. See how this goes. Let's see. It's 294 pounds. It's a little bit more cubic volume than a ZV28, which is this guy here, if you don't know it already. This one is a little bit, this 237 pounds, if I recall. So this is about 4 cubic feet bigger, which is about this much bigger than that, but it does give you the same frequency response and more of it. So this is our sort of chocolate pudding kind of subwoofer. You know, this is the cooked chocolate pudding with cream, thick, rich. You know, you can just kind of swim in it. The Double 21 takes that and adds a little bit of violence and more kick growth. So that's the premise there. A little bit of an amusement is that when I started doing the Double 21/21 thing that we're taking from the single 21, I started with an idea of how to do that, and then I was like, I could add 2 more. And that's where that came from. And then when all that hard work was done, this kind of was pretty evolutionarily appropriate for that. So it makes a really interesting stack when you put those and another Kraken on top of it. It's pretty entertaining. All right, so more speakers. Are we going to do ZV28s now?
Yes. Let's do it.
All right, let's do ZV28. So now we get a little bit more scale, separate ends of the room, and this chocolate pudding action we're going to do here. For those of you who haven't been scared out of the room yet. It gets bigger. We did bring the Kraken.
Oh, yeah.
We actually bought 2 last year. We only bought 1. You know, the wisdom that the NAMM organization came up with was to isolate us down the end of a hallway away from everybody else. So they didn't realize we were actually holding back last year.
The big monster.
So now I think what we're going to do is, although there's some stuff in here that's going to make some rattling noises, some weird stuff going on, we're going to put this stack on here. We're going to play the line arrays and that combination of subs. And if you stick around a little bit longer, we'll start adding more and more and get crazier and crazier. It is early in the day for that, but I do have some tracks that I've put together for some grand finale stuff here, so I'll do that in a minute.
I set the tempo.
Those and some more subs and some, more subs. As they say in the movies, crank this party up to a respectful level.
Oh my God.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the ceiling because things fall out.
Esta demostración es amazing, la verdad, está asombrosa. Ese Kraken y estos W21 están asombrosos. ¿Qué te parece el Kraken? Sí. ¿Ese fue solo un Kraken? Sí. ¿Qué te pareció? Sí, este y el de allá. ¿Pero cuál te gustó más, el Kraken o los de Sí, los 221 están más. Pienso que sueltan el bass más limpio. Oh, espérate, ahorita que el año pasado al final se alocó y empezó a caer la nieve aquí. Sí, y no tarda en caerse ese pedazo. Mira.
Sí, no, yo ya estoy bacano, ya tengo rato de
Amigos, pues ahí tuvimos la demostración de Bassboss. La verdad, estos bajos están asombrosos. Sueltan un bajo, no se los puedo describir, mezclados con el Kraken. Es un bass, a mí me encanta el bass. Los que me siguen en Facebook lo saben, en mi canal de YouTube. Y la verdad, la demostración que nos hizo David Lee, estos bajos combinados, bueno, todo esto junto, fue asombroso. Estos solos, no se diga nada. Esa fue la demostración de Bassboss. Espero que les haya gustado. Los que no han venido al NAMM, les recomiendo que vengan al NAMM.